ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Today you get a special one. You get to hear a blue tick coonhound talking in the background, and you can see why it makes it for a difficult work schedule. It's interesting to say the least. Well, anyway, I had a friend bring this to my attention, and I wanted to go over it. All I had to do was just see this first paragraph, and all I had to have was a friend tell me about it, and I know this is going to be clown world. So let's go over this. I haven't read it. Let's do live reaction to it. Federal judge orders Knox County schools to implement mask policy with no opt-out. So in Tennessee, our governor has said, you can't require kids to have a mask. Like, you can have a mask policy, but you got to allow the parents to be able to opt their children out. I mean, if you think about it, parents can opt their children out of school, which you should be doing. Government school is bad. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? Knox County schools must require all staff and residents to wear masks in schools while a lawsuit by families of disabled children plays out. Jeez. A federal judge ruled Friday. The ruling takes effect immediately. U.S. District Judge J. Ronnie Greer. Ronnie. I know Ronnie. He was Lamar Alexander's choice to be federal judge. Also blocked Governor Bill Lee's executive order allowing Knox County school parents to opt out of mask mandate. The judge's ruling only applies to the school district. So weird. I mean, that doesn't do anything. So, I mean, we have a lot of interstates in Tennessee. Okay? So, like, one county blocking it. I mean, okay, Knox County doesn't have a city school. It doesn't have Knoxville city schools. In Tennessee, the Constitution set up that the county is responsible for the school district. City schools came about really from segregation when it started to be desegregated, and you had white flight. That's what it was called, and the idea was they tried to blame it all on racism, that white people didn't want their kids going to black schools. The thing is that you had overnight they changed a lot of Ditka of separate but equal clauses. I mean, there were black people that didn't want their kids going to school with white kids either. I mean, there still is. You see that all the time. But the main thing is it had to do with money. And so all of a sudden they had to build all the new schools and do all this stuff. So white people moved out to the county. So really city schools in Tennessee got started with that. Knox City said one year decided they need to balance their budget, and they could balance it real quick without raising taxes if they got rid of their school district. That was in the early 80s. It happened overnight, and all of a sudden the county was playing catch up. So, yeah, the Knox County schools, it's not a city thing. So it'll be just those schools. The governor's executive order is set to expire on October 5th, so like a week or so from today. A lawyer representing the four families who are suing the Knox County Board of Education, the governor said that even if Lee extends his opt-out order, it still won't apply in Knox County. Any students or staff who are with autism or a tracheotomy is exempt from the mask mandate, the judge ruled. One of the medical witnesses testified last week that those two groups may not be able to wear a mask. This is not how a virus works. You can't pick and... It's not cafeteria med school. Any students or staff with autism... I'm trying to remember math. Oh, I'm sorry. The school district has 5 days to tell the court of any medical conditions that may qualify for exemptions. So now the school system has to go back and figure out what medical conditions might qualify. ADD is a big one, I'll tell you that. One of the medical witnesses testified last week that those two groups may not be able to wear a mask. School district has 5 days to tell the court of any, medical conditions. Then the lawyers for the plaintiffs have 48 hours to respond to that. Let's see here. Sorry, I thought it ended there. The 4 families in the lawsuit allege the governor and school board are failing to make reasonable accommodations for the disabled children who are high risk of getting severely sick. Why are they in school? I mean, they get sick from anything. The question is it's not about whether or not they can get sick, but the question is whether or not they're likely to spread the disease. I mean, that's how this whole thing works. It's not whether or not you die, it's whether or not you spread it. I mean, it has common sense, and there's no common sense. They argue that without a mask requirement, their children cannot learn safely in person. Watch out! I bet you none of these kids wear masks either. The plaintiffs are grateful to the court for its thorough and reasoned decision, which protects the health and safety of students and teachers within Knox County schools from this unprecedented, invisible, and highly contagious virus. Salonis told Knox News. The suit filed September 2nd is based on protections from the American Disabilities Act. Although Knox County, So the American Disabilities Act counts during a pandemic, but your right to travel freely doesn't, which is constitutional. Although Knox County Board of Education encourages students to wear masks, the evidence shows the absence of a mask mandate is fueling infections inside Knox County schools with frightening... I do not know this word. I thought it was celery. We'll just call it celery. The court writes, since... Oh, Ronnie. Where did you get this word? Okay. Swiftness of movement. From 15th century French. Oh, jeez, Ronnie. Since Knox County's... I read your book. Since Knox County classes resumed this fall, COVID-19. I hate that word, COVID. Oh, it's an awful word. It stands for coronavirus 19. That skyrocketed far above any level seen last year when a mask mandate was in place. No, last year nobody went to school. The school board's lawyers argued in part that Knox County schools are following strict mitigation protocols, including social distancing in schools, blah, blah, to protect students. But a Farragut intermediate teacher testified against that assertion, telling Greer she sometimes supervises close to 300 students in a intermediate hallway from 7 to 7:30. And those students are shoulder to shoulder with only about 20 to 25 masks in any given day. Okay, I mean, what does that mean? How many of those have gotten sick? Especially for students under... Let's see here. Medical experts testified about the vital role masks play, blah, blah. They don't, though. I mean, it just started when people wanted you to wear a mask. All of a sudden, masks worked. That's the weirdest thing in the world, isn't it? When they want you to do something. All of a sudden, that works. But, it's all the years of everything beforehand, all the protocol before it. Oh, no, that's not right. They don't even cite where it's changed. They don't even cite. It just makes sense. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's like... cow farts are causing global warming. That makes sense. No, it doesn't. None of that stuff makes sense. Your feelings don't make sense. You're stuck on yourself. You weren't loved by your parents. I don't know what's wrong with you, but you know what? You're really upsetting those of us that don't have feelings for that. I think a mask mandate is still very useful. Somebody said, again, it sort of normalizes behaviors. That's the whole thing. They told on themselves right here. I think a mask mandate is still very useful. Again, it sort of normalizes behaviors. Yeah, it takes away individualism. My gosh, there's studies on this with prison populations. Goodness gracious. So you go to school, if you send your kids to school, you're sending them into a normalization pattern. Golly. Conclusion, the evidence supporting it is an attestation to the extreme contagiousness of the Delta variant. What is that? Honestly, there's another one now. I mean, gosh. The reality that among the unvaccinated, it is unattainable without community-wide masking inside schools. It's unattainable. Oh my gosh. Schools are the only thing. Ronnie, what happened to you, bud? Did you fall and hit your head? This is not true. This is not how anybody thinks. I don't go to a public school. I don't have kids that go to a public school. It's not a problem for me. How can you say it is a problem for community-wide? How many kids are in school right now? 10% of your county's entire population. That's it. Jeez. So, I mean, it's parents. So parents have like 3 kids, right? So you're talking about like 1 in 3 families might be affected of this, of the 10%. Oh, God. It's so stupid. It's right here. It wants to normalize your behavior. Let's see here. The Delta variant is spreading quickly through unvaccinated communities like children 11 and under. Is it? Is it? In the week that ended, I'm going to have to get the real opinion here. I'm going to have to get the full opinion because this is stupid. And usually what is stupid is when you read a newspaper's idea of what was in what the court said because they don't know what they said. They can't read. I'm telling you right now, reporters cannot read. I've never seen one, met one that could make it through a paragraph and understand what they just read. This is stupid. I don't care. I don't care about any stuff. It's dumb. It looks dumb right now. And the whole key is right here is a normalizing behavior. That's what they want. It sort of normalizes behaviors. There you go. Welcome to the big normalization. This is... if you're not mad, if you're not outraged, what are you? Well, I'll tell you what you are. You're somebody who needs to subscribe. You need to be enlightened. Let me be like just that warm, good, yummy taste of like fresh brownies out of an oven to your mind. So subscribe. Thumbs up. Be good to each other. Have a good weekend. Peace. Hey, go ahead and subscribe. Don't cost you nothing. And help us out. Let's grow this together. Peace.